So let's take a look how you can use your BIM authoring tools to present your design effectively on the move. Right now, design presentation is somewhat clunky and old-fashioned. Architects still walk around with A1 or A0 pieces of paper, trying to explain the design to their client using 2D projections of a 3D space. Some people might have trouble understanding and reconstructing a 3D space in their minds from 2D projections of it, not to mention that carrying around A1 pieces of paper can be quite inconvenient. And this is where BIMX comes in. BIMX has been specifically developed for the mobile platform, and it takes your building model and makes it easy to interpret the design proposal that is in front of you. BIMX has been developed for the mobile platform and is available free of charge for Windows, Mac OS, iOS, and Android. It's been designed for the Android tablet, so it's been designed for the Apple iPad and Android tablets to carry around your design. BIMX uses what we call the hypermodel technology. Right now, this is what a traditional design presentation looks like. 2D projections of the proposed building and what changes are being made to this building. So why not take all this paper and put it into one place? We can use the BIMX hypermodel to carry around not only the 3D model of the building, but also the layouts we love. Who doesn't love a nicely arranged layout, a nicely arranged piece of paper with dimensions and annotation included on it, and lovingly arranged drawings? So we don't want to strip you from this. However, we do integrate the two, your 3D model and the layouts that come from it. Because they're all sitting in the same file, and because they all came from the same place, it's easy to reference the 2D drawings against the 3D design model, making it easy to understand for anyone how to where this particular elevation on the building comes from. This way, anyone who looks at the elevation will now have a good understanding of what it actually represents. Because we're also carrying around the 3D model with us, we can interact with it in an interactive manner. So we can cut away at our heart's content on top of asking for all these layouts to be referenced against. So let's take a look at BIMX in live action. So we've got BIMX running here in front of me on my iPad. On the left hand side here, what we see are all these layouts that we have referenced against the model and included in the hypermodel space. So let's take a look at a few of these. First of all, we can include lovingly created, wonderful, detail and graphics-rich layouts at the touch of a hand. This layout is supposed to represent the changes that are proposed to the rear extension of the living room. We can take a look at it, zoom in it, read it. Nothing PDF doesn't do at the moment. However, if I take a look at the much more detailed and the much larger design drawing, for example a section and two elevations, what we'll see is that because BIMX has been developed for the mobile platform, it remains quick and snappy to work with, and I don't need to worry about performance issues or file sizes. The BIMX file that we're looking at right now is 37 megs, which is an emailable size. It's not a particularly large format size. So we can do the same with plans, elevations, and sections. However, because all these 2D projections are actually coming from the 3D model, we can also ask BIMX to go ahead and show them in context. When I do that, BIMX can go ahead and draw a 3D plan for me from the 2D plan I just looked at. If I turn off the plan I was looking at, I can actually go around and see what's going on. It's a very easy and natural way to understand what we're actually seeing on screen. I'm using my natural iPad gestures, so I pinch to zoom, I use 2 fingers to pan, and I use 1 finger to orbit around the model, just like I would in any other iPad application. However, since all these layouts are coming from the 3D model, I can also go ahead and pick up on one and say that I'd like to see that one in 3D context. So let's do that with the section. I can see the section marker running across the model, so all I need to do is pick the section I'd like to show to see in context and ask BIMX to show it in 3D. This way BIMX cuts the building. This way BIMX cuts the building and shows the section where it's supposed to be. And if I then if I then ask BIMX to make the cut, I can actually go ahead and take a look at that section in the 3D space, making sure that I can understand what is going on, what is being proposed to me. I can also grab the section and just move it around. So moving the section in plane around, I can make sure that cutting through the building, in an interactive manner, this is the best way to actually understand a building design. It's the best way to understand what is being proposed to me. On top of all this, we can also include information. Because all of this is coming from your building information model, it's easy to decide what information you want to include in it. So for example, if I choose this toilet here and ask BIMX to show the information that has been assigned against it, I can see what size this toilet exactly is, who makes it, and how much it costs. I know it's scary to see a price up on the big screen, however remember, the information you include is completely up to you. You only include information that you want to share. The last thing I'm going to show about BIMX today is that you can actually just walk around the building like you would in real life or in a video game. So I'm going to hide this layout and I'm going to stop cutting through the building. And here we go. If I touch the little man in the corner, BIMX becomes a video game. And I can just go ahead and walk around the building just like I would in real life and take a look at what is being proposed. So for example, I can walk into my new living room and take a look at what it's going to feel like, what is going to be in it. Thank you for your attention today.